God says, this message is for you, and you cannot ignore it. Heaven itself has stirred, angels are standing by your side, and Archangel Michael has been sent to declare something that will shake your life forever. Don't treat this lightly, don't scroll past, don't pretend this isn't for you. God says, this is your last chance to hear what heaven is pouring out, and if you skip this, you are skipping the very blessing that has already been placed in your path. A huge money blessing has been sent, and the angels are urging you to open your heart, your faith, and your hands before it's gone. God says, I have seen your struggles, I have counted your tears, I have watched the long nights where you thought no one saw you, no one cared, and no one understood what you were going through. I was there. I was always there. Every sigh you released into the dark, every thought of giving up, every fear that wrapped around your mind like chains, I was there. And now I am speaking to you with urgency because the blessing I am sending is not small, it is not ordinary, it is not a whisper, it is huge, overflowing, divine, and undeniable. Archangel Michael has gone forth ahead of you to make sure nothing blocks it, no enemy steals it, no hand interferes with what belongs to you. But I must warn you, if you delay, if you doubt, if you ignore this, you may watch it slip by, because heaven releases opportunities that only the faithful recognize. This is not about chance, this is not about luck, this is not about coincidence. God says, I chose you for this message. Out of thousands, out of millions, this found you, because I ordained that it would. Don't underestimate this divine interception. You have cried for a sign. You have begged for proof. You have asked me, God, if you are real, if you love me, if you are listening, show me something I can't deny. This is that moment. Don't be careless. Don't scroll. Don't tell yourself you will come back later. God says, later will be too late. You are stepping into a shift, and the shift is financial, but it is also spiritual. This blessing is money, yes, but it is more than money. It is freedom. It is relief. It is restoration. It is the breaking of cycles that have tied you for years. It is the answer to the prayers you prayed when no one else could hear you. Archangel Michael says, the money blessing has already been released, but it is hovering, waiting for your acceptance. It cannot land if you do not receive it. God says, do you realize how close you are? Do you realize how much the enemy has tried to keep you from this moment? Every distraction, every delay, every attack was designed to keep you from seeing this. Hell knows what heaven has planned for you, and that is why you've been under such pressure. That's why it felt like everything was collapsing. That's why you felt like you couldn't breathe sometimes. That's why people turned on you. That's why your own thoughts betrayed you. Because the closer you get to breakthrough, the more violent the storm becomes. But storms don't last forever. And this one is breaking. Archangel Michael says, the money blessing is massive. It is not just to cover a bill. It is not just to buy a meal. It is abundance that will shock you. It will feel like sudden rain after a dry season. It will feel like light bursting through after endless night. But I must repeat this, God says, if you delay, if you shrug this off, if you think this is just words on a screen, it will pass. Heaven's blessings are always on time, but they are not always repeated. God says, I am begging you, don't treat this casually. This message was sent to shake you, to wake you, to stir your soul. You've grown used to disappointment, you've grown numb to hope, you've stopped expecting miracles. But today I say, expect again. Believe again. Open your hands again. Because Archangel Michael has already moved, and the release is here. Don't tell this to anyone. This is personal. This is between you and heaven. No one else is supposed to understand this. No one else is supposed to feel this urgency. That is why this message found you alone. Because your blessing has your name on it. It won't go to your neighbor, it won't go to your friend, it won't go to your enemy. It is yours. But if you don't receive it, it will vanish. God says, it's over for you if you skip this. Not because I want to harm you, but because you will remain in the same cycles, the same struggles, the same chains that have kept you bound for too long. This is your exit. This is your escape. This is your door. But you must walk through it. I am stretching this message long, God says, because I don't want you to miss it. Heaven has time, but you do not. You asked for a sign. This is it. You asked for a miracle. This is it. You asked for a way out. This is it. The blessing is coming in a way you won't expect. It may come through a sudden opportunity. It may come through an unexpected deposit. It may come through a person who owes you but never paid you. It may come through a stranger's kindness. It may come through a door that has been shut for years suddenly swinging open. But however it comes, it is already marked for you. Archangel Michael has his sword raised, cutting away the interference, guarding what belongs to you. But you must not hesitate. God says, open your heart right now, because heaven is pouring into you. God says, don't look away now, because this is where everything begins to unfold for you. I am not just telling you something small, I am declaring the shift of your entire life. Archangel Michael stands beside you, his wings covering you, his sword blazing in fire, cutting away everything that tried to steal your blessing. God says, you don't even know how many traps were set against you, how many lies were spoken about you, how many doors were slammed shut to keep you from rising, but I was there watching, and I kept you alive for this very reason. If you only knew the level of warfare around your name, you would understand why this blessing is so heavy. You have walked through storms that would have destroyed others. You have faced rejection that would have broken another soul permanently. You have seen days where you wondered if it was even worth going on. But God says, I preserved you. I held you together even when you felt like you were falling apart. I lifted you in secret when no one saw you. And now I am rewarding you openly. This blessing is not just money, it is a testimony. When people see what I place in your hands, they will not be able to deny that it was divine. They will not be able to deny that heaven moved on your behalf. They will not be able to deny that you were chosen. God says, I am about to silence every mocking voice, every jealous tongue, every accuser that spoke against you. Because once this blessing lands, no one will question your anointing again. But listen carefully, God says, this blessing has urgency written all over it. That's why Archangel Michael is urging you, open now before it's gone. Do not procrastinate. Do not think you have time. Do not say, maybe tomorrow, maybe later, maybe when I feel ready. Tomorrow is not promised. The door I am opening is not a door that stays unlocked forever. It opens, and then it closes. And right now, as you read these words, it is open. I must tell you the truth, there are others who wanted what belongs to you. They prayed for it. They schemed for it. They tried to take it. But it wasn't theirs, it was yours. And because of that, their hands will remain empty, and yours will overflow. The angels have marked you, heaven has stamped this blessing with your name, and no one can steal it unless you reject it yourself. God says, the enemy knows he has lost this battle, and that's why he has been whispering fear and doubt into your mind. That's why you've been second-guessing everything. That's why you've been restless. That's why it felt like confusion was flooding your thoughts. Because the enemy knows if you accept this, his grip on your life is broken forever. But I, the Lord, am saying this clearly to you, your financial chains are breaking. Debt is breaking. Lack is breaking. Struggle is breaking. Anxiety about tomorrow is breaking. I am not just giving you money, I am giving you peace. I am not just giving you peace, I am giving you rest. I am not just giving you rest, I am giving you proof that I am with you. Archangel Michael is already moving resources into place. Contracts are shifting. Papers are being signed. Unexpected phone calls are being prepared. Deposits are being arranged. Divine connections are being released. You will see the evidence with your own eyes. But don't forget this, God says, if you skip this, you are choosing to remain in the same cycle you begged me to break you out of. Don't let your blessing pass you by. Don't tell yourself this is just another message. Don't minimize what heaven is screaming into your life right now. This is your season. This is your breakthrough. This is your release. And Archangel Michael says, "It is already done." God says, "I am not finished speaking to you yet, because your spirit still needs to hear more." Don't scroll away, don't rush, don't treat this as ordinary. This is heaven's whisper wrapped in thunder for your life. Archangel Michael is standing guard right now, making sure this word pierces you deeply, because if you let it pass, the weight of regret will crush you. God says, "I have hidden this blessing until now, because if it came earlier, you would not have been ready. You would have wasted it, you would have given it away to people who never deserved it, you would have placed it in the wrong hands. That's why I waited until you were stronger, wiser, and hungry enough to protect what I am giving you. Don't forget, I am not just blessing your pockets, I am blessing your character, your wisdom, and your discernment, so that this time you don't lose what I give." This blessing is huge. It is not a trickle, it is a flood. It is not a candle, it is the sunrise. It is not a coin in your hand, it is a vault being unlocked. And Archangel Michael says, if you can believe without doubting, if you can stretch your faith beyond what you see in your bank account right now, then the vault will open wide for you. God says, "I saw you when you counted the last bit of money in your wallet, wondering how you would make it. I saw you when you wanted to hide your struggles from others because you were tired of explaining. I saw you when you secretly asked, 'God, do you even see me? Do you care that I'm drowning?' And I answered by sending this message. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. I am your provider. But I am also your tester." God says, this message is testing your faith. Will you receive it, or will you let it pass? Because every blessing I release demands faith before it manifests. If you can believe it, you will see it. If you can't, you will watch it slip into the hands of someone else who dared to believe. I must warn you again, don't tell this to anyone. Don't run to friends, don't show this to doubters, don't let anyone talk you out of what heaven is confirming. They weren't chosen for this word, you were. And the fastest way to lose what I give is to let the wrong person plant seeds of doubt in you. Guard this message like treasure, because that's exactly what it is. Archangel Michael says, the blessing is moving fast. It's not months away. It's not years away. It's close, so close you can almost feel it. This is why everything feels intense. This is why your emotions have been heavy. This is why you've been fighting thoughts of quitting. Because the enemy always attacks hardest when heaven's release is nearest. But hear me, the fight is already won. Michael's sword has cut through the resistance, and now it's about to appear in the natural. God says, don't give up now. Don't walk away. Don't say, maybe later. Because later does not exist for this word, only now. This is the moment where you decide whether you step into abundance or remain in struggle. And I am begging you, don't miss this. The angels are watching. Heaven is recording your response. The door is open, but not for long. God says, lean in even closer now, because I am about to uncover why this blessing carries such urgency. You think it is just about money, but I tell you, it is about destiny. The money is the vehicle, but the purpose is far greater. I am positioning you to rise into influence, to step into freedom, to shake off the chains that bound generations before you. This blessing is not random, it is a reversal of curses. Archangel Michael says, your family line has carried cycles of lack, cycles of struggle, cycles of rising a little but falling back down again. That ends with you. You are the chosen one to break it. That is why the enemy fought you harder than anyone else around you. That is why you carried burdens heavier than most. That is why you cried in secret while others laughed without a care. Because you were marked for breakthrough, and what you carry will outlive you. God says, don't mistake this moment. This blessing is not just for bills, not just for comfort, not just for survival, it is seed for impact. I am giving you enough to shift the atmosphere around you. Enough to help others. Enough to rewrite your story. But if you reject it, if you doubt it, if you ignore this word, then the cycle continues, and your children's children will face the same walls you faced. That is why I am shouting at your spirit with urgency, don't miss it. I know the weight you've carried. I know the sleepless nights where you wondered why life seemed so unfair. I know the sting of people walking away when you needed them most. I know the feeling of trying your best and still seeing nothing change. God says, I saw it all, and I was collecting those tears as proof that your harvest would come. Now your harvest is standing at the door, but the door must be opened by faith. Archangel Michael says, the money blessing has already been dispatched. Angels of provision are moving. Doors that were locked are being undone. Delays are being cancelled. Approvals are being stamped. Transfers are being scheduled. It is already in motion. But heaven waits for your yes. Do not let unbelief cancel what has already been shipped to you. God says, you keep saying, one day, things will get better. But I say, not one day, today. You keep saying, maybe someday I'll catch a break. But I say, this is that break. You keep saying, maybe it wasn't meant for me. But I say, it was always meant for you, but the timing had to align with your faith. This blessing is sudden. It will surprise you. It will shock even you when it arrives. You will look back and realize why the attacks increased before now, because the enemy saw what was about to land in your lap. But his time is up. His grip is broken. His whispers are silenced. God says, I am serious, don't take this lightly. If you skip this, if you push it aside, if you shrug your shoulders and treat it as ordinary, you will regret it deeply. I will not force you, but I will let the opportunity pass if you refuse it. Because heaven's door is holy, and it only opens to those who value it. This is your chance. This is your lifeline. This is your open door. And Archangel Michael says, the countdown has already begun. God says, I am still speaking because your heart has not yet absorbed the weight of this. Don't drift, don't get distracted, don't think you can set this aside and return later. This is not a casual word. This is a now word. Heaven is leaning toward you in this exact moment, and Archangel Michael is standing guard so that not one fragment of this blessing slips away from your hands. You wonder why you've felt such heaviness in recent weeks. You thought it was just exhaustion. You thought it was just bad luck. But God says, that heaviness was not ordinary, it was the pressure of birth. You have been in labor, not with a child, but with destiny. And just like a mother in her last hour feels pain, pressure, and urgency, you have been feeling the weight of breakthrough about to be born. This is why the nights seemed darker, the days seemed longer, and your spirit felt restless. It was not punishment, it was preparation. Archangel Michael says, the blessing is closer than you realize. The papers are ready, the path is cleared, the interference has been crushed. But heaven will not force it into your lap. You must stretch your hands in faith. If you turn away, if you doubt, if you dismiss this, it will return to the storehouses of heaven, waiting for another heart bold enough to receive it. That is why the urgency burns in this message. God says, think of how many times you cried out, Lord, just one chance, just one breakthrough, just one miracle. And now the very thing you begged for is standing here, knocking at your door. Don't close the door now. Don't pretend you don't hear it. Don't let fear or logic push you back into lack. For what I am sending is greater than logic. You will know it is from me because it will not come by striving. It will not come by manipulation. It will not come by begging people. It will come by favor. It will come by doors opening that you never knocked on. It will come by hands delivering to you what they don't even understand why they are giving. That is how you will know this is divine. Archangel Michael says, I have fought in realms you cannot see to guard this blessing. There were contracts in the spirit written against you. There were curses spoken to stop your rise. There were people who wished your downfall. But I shattered them with the sword of God's fire. That is why you are still standing. That is why, after everything, you still made it to this moment. God says, I am serious. Do not share this with doubters. Do not give this word to mockers. Do not let unbelievers plant weeds in the soil of your faith. What is coming is sacred. It is holy. It is stamped with heaven's seal. If you expose it too soon to wrong voices, they will trample it. Protect this as if your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. You have been crying for freedom, and I am answering. You have been asking for relief, and I am providing. You have been begging for proof that I have not abandoned you, and I am showing you. But the last key is this: you must believe, you must open, you must receive. God says, don't miss this. The hourglass is running. The door is open, but not forever. Choose wisely, for this choice will mark the rest of your days. God says, listen carefully, because I am still pouring into you, and every line is a lifeline. This is not a normal message, this is heaven's alarm bell ringing over your life. Archangel Michael has already been dispatched to stand by you, but if you ignore this, you are silencing the very angel who was sent to protect your inheritance. Don't test my patience, don't gamble with this moment, because the timing is exact, and the release is now. You have walked through fire and thought you were burned beyond repair, but God says, I was shaping you in the flames. You have walked through waters and thought you would drown, but I was teaching you to trust me. You have been betrayed by people who swore they would never leave, but I was proving to you that no human hand would get the credit for what I am about to do. The money blessing is not from them, it is from me. The overflow is not man-made, it is heaven-sent. Archangel Michael says, the blessing is massive because it was delayed for so long. Every time the enemy tried to steal it, I fought it back. Every time someone lied about you, I shielded you. Every time opportunities slipped through, I stored double for you. And now the release is not just what you were expecting, it is multiplied. But I must warn you again, if you hesitate, if you close your spirit, if you skip this, the blessing will move on, and you will remain where you are. God says, I am shaking you awake because too many times you've been numb to miracles. Too many times you scrolled past divine whispers thinking they were just coincidences. Too many times you silenced your own faith because of fear. But not this time. This time I will not allow you to sleep through your miracle. That is why I am speaking with urgency. Do you remember the times you had nothing left, and yet you still shared with others? Do you remember the days you smiled through pain so no one else would carry your burden? Do you remember when you prayed for others, even while your own heart was breaking? God says, I counted all of that. I recorded every act of faithfulness, every small sacrifice, every hidden seed. And this blessing is not random, it is the harvest of all those hidden moments. Heaven forgets nothing. Archangel Michael says, your blessing is marked with your name. No thief can touch it. No demon can block it. No jealous person can cancel it. But only you can reject it. Only you can let unbelief shut the door. That is why I stand before you in fire and urgency, because this moment decides your future. God says, do not tell yourself you have more time. Do not lie to yourself saying, maybe another chance will come. Hear me, this is that chance. This is the moment you asked me for when you said, God, please, just give me one breakthrough. And now I am holding it out to you. But the danger is that if you treat it lightly, you will let it slip through your fingers. I am begging you, don't skip this. Don't dismiss this. Don't doubt this. Your whole life has been leading to this opening. Everything you lost, everything you endured, everything you survived, it was to bring you here. This is not an accident. This is not coincidence. This is divine appointment. And God says, once you step through, you will never go back to the same chains again. The cycle will be broken permanently. The lack will end permanently. The fear will lift permanently. You will stand in a freedom that generations before you never tasted. That is why this message is shaking you. Because this is not just about you, it is about your lineage, your legacy, your future. The blessing is here. The door is open. The angel is waiting. But the choice is yours.